Two. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. The Lord said, confession good for the soul. So right now,
all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. And shot call to be known with them niggas letting shots off. Either that or the right hand to the top dog. Funny how we see vanity, not the lives lost. Can't be focused on a life that's hopeless. Out there pumping, not knowing the Lord will kill you for that hocus pocus. Used to roll with niggas that cook dope with weaponry. Same ones claim they love you. I had your life in jeopardy. And I know my mother wants success for me. But that G should take a girl straight to ecstasy. Remember running with bruh, even though we did the wrong thing. My life would've been a lot different if I fell up under Rob's wing. Was too sincere for a wicked game. Shame the Lord's name. Now we afflicted with pain. All I ever wanted was to be respected by stand-up niggas, not knowing that them handcuffs custom made to fit. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. I ain't lying, I was close to dying. Knew I wanted to live, but I wasn't trying. I was defiant, not knowing that this ain't how we live. This just how they design it. Cause when you in them streets, you get more endemic. They don't tell you gonna be on papers.
Shalom Israel. With UPK, start off 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. We start off in 1969, where we teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians make up the 12 tribes of Israel. We're not affiliated with any other Israelite group. Any other Israelite group. In fact, if you're not in UPK under Commanding General Yohana, you're not of the truth. My name is Qadash, Officer 50, Israelite School of UPK, teaching Lashawan Qadash class. Got a board in front of us. We're going to teach some vocabulary. We're going to show you the difference between some of these letters up in here. And so sort of beginner, because I noticed we had a lot of beginners in our class instead of getting in a lot of sentence structure. And then we may roll over to some of the days of the weekend, but we'll also get into the number system too, because the beginners are going to need a little dose of either one of those. Okay? If you have any questions, type them in the chat. I see Shard's in the chat with the sign-in sheet, so make sure you sign in. Get your credit for your Hebrew name, you know. We just gave 2 sisters their Hebrew name last week, and that's important, okay? So get in the chat, get your questions answered, and get in class. Stay in class, get your Hebrew name, and we'll move on from that, okay? Wait for a little more people to get into the class. We're going to go over some things here involving some of the characters. Let's see, we have people already in the chat. Let's see. Young man D'Angelo and Sister Arlene. I have a sis, Arlene from Portland. Glad to have you in class. Glad to have you guys in class. More people have been joining you. Make sure, glad you have a bird's eye view of what we're doing. What we have up here, Lashawan Qadash consists of 22 characters. Okay, that's what you see up here. 22 characters. I go over this every week just in case some people miss, and they want to know what we're doing. Well, we're going over the characters of Lashawan Qadash. We're going over the characters of Lashawan Qadash, and we're going over so that you'll know what these characters are for. These characters are the Paleo-Hebrew, the original language, the pure language that the Most High gave us. Just as sure as He gave us the Paleo, we went in captivity, just like that. And then the Assyrian took us in captivity and gave us these characters down here. They are pronounced the same. But by the time you get to the fools over there in Jerusalem trying to hold down Jerusalem and don't know what they're doing because they're not the true Hebrews, they pronounce our characters in Assyrian era erroneous. It sounds like this. This is what Hebrew sounds like, okay? It's Abba, Gada, Hawa, Zaka, Taya, Ka, La, Manasa, Ai, Pataza, Kwara, Shata. That's what it sounds like in English. That's what it sounds like. But actually, that is actually Hebrew. And then these symbols represent something. In other words, we'll on the words on the board right here. We got a vocabulary word up here already. We'll let you know the Hebrew has 22 characters. It has D'Angelo and Arlene, you guys in the chat. Tell me, how many vowels does Hebrew have? Now, we already said, because from week to week, we go over this. 22 characters. How many vowels are there in the Hebrew? Give you guys a second. How many vowels are there? Ooh, Lord. Let's see. Give you guys a chance to think about it. But how many vowels are there in Hebrew? Okay? That's what I want you to guys answer. How many vowels are there? No, it's not 5, like we said last week. It's not. So how many vowels are there? in Hebrew. We'll give you guys about 30 seconds. We know that there are 22 characters because I just went over them. There's, oh, okay, we got an answer already. D'Angelo said, hell yeah. That's right, D'Angelo. You keep it up with class, brother. We're going to try to make you offside of you. Clap it up for him. There's 2 vowels. Can you tell me what those vowels are, D'Angelo? I'm not putting you on the spot, just talking. That's why we're going over class. When it's time to put you on the spot on some of those tests and whatever things that you do when you SUBK, then you'll have knowledge of that, So how many vowels? There are 2 vowels. He's exactly right. There's 2 vowels. 2 vowels. As compared to the English language, that's A, E, I, O, U. Sometimes Y, there's 6. But here, we have 2 vowels. Okay, so we're going to get it straight today. I'm glad you did that, D'Angelo. Arlene, write your note down from Portland, Oregon. Sis, that's 2 vowels, 22 characters. Okay, we're going to use these characters. These are the characters. We're using some of these characters to make some of these words up here in our vocabulary. We're going to show you some differences up in here, okay? 2 vowels, 22 characters. Okay. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Yeah, in Hebrew, in the Paleo, there are 2 types of Hebrew. One is Paleo, and that's the original. And I'll write it over here. One is Assyrian. One is Assyrian, okay? The Syrian is the language that we had when we were captive. I'm sorry. The symbols that we used when we were in captivity. We had the same characters, same vowels. Let me see what you got written over there. All right. Hey, there you go. All right. That's right, sis. Stay in class. Stay on top of things. I'll ask you questions too, just to help you out. Make sure, okay? Get your name, sis. Now listen. In Assyrian Hebrew, and I like the fact that she said Khan. You guys saying Khan, sir, and Khan. That means yes. Khan means yes, and La'ah means no. So it's like we're kind of like going over some things so people understand. And anybody else who think that you got Hebrew all right, then you should be teaching class. So you should be checking in, because I know the students don't know everything, because I can go further and deeper. I'm doing this for the students checking in so you can get it down pat. We have to teach by the manual. Make sure you understand. Make sure the new students understand. Then we'll climb further. Okay? No problem. So always check in the class. Okay? Especially the sisters and brothers that just got their name. You should be checking in the class first. All right? That's right. Big star. That's right. You should be checking in the class first. That's right, Sharp. You should be checking in the class first. You got your name. You think that's you've arrived? No, that's the fact that I can call your name out in Hebrew. Okay? So make sure you get in class. We have a name right here, as a matter of fact. Before we do that, there's a Paleo Hebrew and there's an Assyrian Hebrew. The Most High gave us the Paleo Hebrew. That's the top line here. This bottom line here is Assyrian Hebrew. All right? Those are the characters right there. And okay, let's see if we can, for the sake of understanding, let me see if I could, I'm going to, for the sake of color coding, I'm going to put the Assyrian in blue, just for the sake of doing it. Okay? All right? There we go. And then we'll have the paleo in red, just for the sake of color coding so you guys can understand. So we have a word called beautiful. Okay? That word is spelled yapa. So when you say something that says Yapa. It means beautiful. We had a lady named Tharar Yapa, one of our officers' wives. It means beautiful, okay? All right, so in Hebrew, you're going to have that word spelled out like, in Assyrian, it'll be spelled like Yapaha, a Yapa. In other words, let's break this down here. This Yah is right here. There's the Yah right there. That Yah, that's that symbol right there. Okay, the Pa, you guys can follow along with me, is this symbol right here. I mean, all you got to do is look at your chart and get really familiar with the English and what these are called. Then you have a Ha, a Yapa, okay? That's, now, D'Angelo, I'm going to ask you, Arlene, and some other brothers and sisters already in the chat. Now, let's get into ending characters. Yeah, since we're on the series, we'll move up here. This is a word called blood, and it's called dam. Dam, okay? So it's D-A, that's what this is, in Assyrian, da, like this. Looks like a T that's kind of heavy weighted on one side, okay? And then we have this symbol right here. D'Angelo, what does that symbol represent at the end of a word? I know you know that, because we talked about this before. There's 5 of them, okay? So dam, that's an M there. So, but what is that symbol called in Hebrew? Besides an M, of course. In Assyrian only, when we were in captivity, that's the 5 characters they came up with. So what are they called? Give me the name. You know, just type it in. Just give me an abbreviation. That'll be close enough. All right. And then we'll get into the connectors here in a second here. So, what are they? All right. We'll give you guys a few more seconds there. Like I said before, in Assyrian, we have, it's in the blue. Oh, good. He's written it down. Let's see what you got here. And Arlene, follow what he's doing and follow everything, you know. Ending characters are the one. That's exactly damn right. That's exactly right. Now I know you know. Now I can move on, see. I know you know. That is an ending character. Why is that an ending character? Because normally this M right here would look like this. It would normally look like that in the Hebrew. Okay? But because the M in Dam is written right here. That's this M right here, Arlene and D'Angelo. Because this M occurs right here. Right there. It's at the end of that word. Blood means Dam. Like, you know, Adam. If you put his name on there. But it normally would look like this M like that. But you put an ending character M there in Assyrian. I'm not going to get into why. That's just what they do. And you'll find them on the Hebrew chart right here. That's why I say you should be writing this chart down every day till you get very familiarized with it. There'll be no scrutiny and understanding what that is. So, of course, we don't need this M. We need the ending character. And he had it exactly right. So, you know, put the hand claps in there. He got it right. Exactly right. Put the hand claps in the chat. Okay, now let's get to paleo right here in the red. All right? In paleo, what do I have to do? I mean, how can I pronounce this word like here? This is the same word as Yapa. Okay? But now, what do I need to make this complete? How can I finish this word? I mean, how do I know how it's pronounced? Just by looking at it. The Most High has given us what we call what? D'Angelo and Arlene. What is he giving us for the Paleo Hebrew? What do I do? As a matter of fact, it looks like this. It looks like this, and it looks like that. What are those called? Tell me what that's called. Tell me what that's called. And type it in your notes. Type it in your notes. Okay? All right? What is that called? What are these called in Hebrew? Right here. One's an upside down U, and one's one's an upside down U, and one's a right side up U. So what are they called in Hebrew in the Paleo? Let's see. You know what? I'm gonna give you a partial credit for that, but that's not what it's called. But that's exactly what it's doing, sis. That's a good observation what you did right there. D'Angelo put down connectors. He's right. I'm gonna give both of y'all some credit. It is an accent. You're right. She's right. But D'Angelo had it most right. He has that they're connectors. So let's clap up in class. That's what they're called. In other words, sis, you're right. That's a good observation. It's like when you want to put down for here, when you want to say Yah by itself. You want this Yah to stand out with no other word, with no other sound but itself. Yah. So there has to be an independent connector right there. Okay? And that's also, in a lot of English, there's also called an accent. You're right, in Spanish and different places. Well, of course, we do in Hebrew. In Hebrew, we call them connectors. Okay? All right? Keeping the class uniform, basic, simple. Okay, now over here, we want pa. This is a P right here. Slock it. Sorry about that. This is a P, and that's a H, or ha. So this would be pa-ha. So do we pronounce it pa-ha? No, we say pa. So we want this to be a dependent connector. Dependent connector. And this is independent. Okay? So we're going to do this. We're going to put this symbol. That symbol right there, in other words, Arlene, that gives the accent, or what you're calling it. Of course, we don't call it accent. I'm just, I give you partial credit for it, but it's called, with using this connector, this upside down U. Okay? All right? So today we'll let you go with accent for momentarily, but for now, call it connector, sis, and you will be right, because that's exactly what it's doing. It's telling you that the pa and the ha goes together. So you have ya, pa. Okay? All right? That's important. Connectors. Okay, good. Good. Okay? All right. For both of y'all, does the Assyrian have connectors? Type it in the chat. Type Khan or La'ah. Do I have to put connectors by the Assyrian? Put Khan or La'ah. Yes or no? Which one? Do I have to? Tell me. What about the Assyrian? Do I use connectors in Assyrian? Type in Khan or La'ah. Yes or no? We're talking Assyrian, okay? We just use them in the Paleo. What about the Assyrian? Do I use connectors? Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Young man D'Angelo said La'ah. That's right. He's exactly right. Clap it up in class. Y'all go ahead and put them hand claps up in there, because that's exactly right. La'ah. That's right. You don't need them. Because if you did need them, it would be the perfect language, but it's not. It's a bastardized paleo. So it's La'a. Let's see. What else we got here? We got Arlene, why'd you say con? Why'd you say yes? And if you want to explain it, you don't have to explain it, but I'll explain it to you. In the Hebrew, in the Assyrian, you don't need connectors. In other words, up in blue here, you have yapa. There's no way of telling how that word really sounds unless you use the paleo. In other words, the accents you're talking about, the connectors are not found in the Assyrian language, in the Assyrian Hebrew. Sorry, when we were captured, they just didn't use them for some reason. But in paleo, that's the original. You'll find them on our stones and the reliefs and things like that. You'll see these symbols here. Okay, so yapa. All right, so let's go to the word. So I hope you understand. I hope that answers your question, sis. So it's actually no. It's actually, you don't use connectors in Assyria. You only use them in the paleo. Okay, kind of going slow here. Blood, dam. Let's see what we got here. Got Mikey checking in. Glad to have you, Mikey, so you can participate in class. Okay, we have the word dam, which means blood. Over here, let's go to this one right here. We already talked about this right here, so there's no connector. So the word for dam, this is a D right here in Assyrian, and that is an ending character, M, and that's how you spell dam in Assyrian. You need no character. What about this right here? That is a D in Assyrian. We're going to do something special right here. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to get into this because I'm going to talk about this next week, a little bit detail. Okay? Right there. Okay? That is called a dawada or a magan dawada. And we'll get into this not any further than I'm going. I'll do a class on that as I was instructed. Magan da wa da. A lot of people think that is some sort of star malak and all of that. You know, I'll get into it next week. But really, what the magan, the word for magan, it is basically our shield. Okay, it is our highest shield. Shield of Zion is what it's called. Okay, it's a shield of Zion. It's a shield. In other words, it's what David used for his signet of his name. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Hope you guys got any questions you'll ask. Yeah, it's what David used. King David used the Magan Dawada. And Magan Dawada, there's nothing special about it other than the fact that this is David's name. You have Da, and you have a Da over here. You know, just wanted to give just a little bit of preamble before I break it down in class next week. You have a Da right here. Now, we don't worship this, but we let you know that it's the shield that we use in war. It's the shield that David used when he signed his name, because we're going to tell you what this is. You see this D over here? This D. So we call this D right here. That D. This triangle represents in the paleo a D. And that's what we have included on each other. We have two D's right here. We have one D right here. Right? This equals the letter Da, or the character Da in the Hebrews, right over here. So all the way over here, that little triangle, that's Da. So David signed his name Da, and then Slocky, I'll be writing that down here for a second. Make sure here. Yeah, there we go. Yes, preposition. Okay, and also, it's a preposition right here. Inside his name, da, and he puts one at the beginning and one at the end. So we have two triangles. That one triangle there represents da. So he includes two triangles in on themselves, and that is called the da, and then the word wa means and, or with. Okay, so it's like a preposition before we get here that's in the word included. So da wa da is da and da. So just two D's on top of each other. Okay, that's what it is, da wa da. And the word magan means shield. So it is the shield of David or of Zion. That's the symbol that we use, Zion. Okay, I have one right here. All right, right there. That's what that is. Now the I read, I think it was in the Apocrypha, where they actually stole. I mean, we were in mourning, and I'll get into all this. We were in mourning, and they stole our symbol. You know, put it to some other kind of things. Israel had been in the wilderness, man, worshiping, you know, coming up with all these different gods and stuff. But they stole. They come up with all these different gods. Instead of us, you know, having our Ark of the Covenant and all that, man, we wandered around there for 40 years and came up with all kind of gods. We worship all kind of African gods. Anyway, the shield, the Magan David, a shield of David. Okay, this is the shield of Zion, or the shield of David. Okay, it's our symbol of Zion. I'm sorry, it's our symbol of Zion, and that's what that is. So that's where we get this D from, right there. Okay. And the word, like I said, Magan, is for shield, da wa da. And you would spell da wa da like this. Preposition, it means and. You spell da wa da, you spell it da. Then you have right over here another D. Oops, like that. And of course in the middle, you put this wa right here. That. So you say like that. And you break it down like this. Da wa da. So those are all independent connectors, and that's how you pronounce it. Now, a lot of people try to say that that's, you know, some sort of star. You know, this is really when the king took his ring and he made a signet, and that was King David. All kings had a signet of himself. King David's signature, or his signet, was this symbol right here. Just two D's on top of each other. That's all it was. It's almost like if you put. It's almost like if I put my name Qadash, you know, it's almost like if I put, let's see, how would I do that? We can do it like this. Almost like if I did it like this, you know, I'm not saying that's how you do it, but it's almost like if I put, let's see, if I go ahead and put do I want to do it that way? Yeah, I could do this. And then I could do this. That could have been my signet. But of course, you know, I'm no king. I'm just giving you illustration purposes only, so you guys can understand. But that's the same thing. You know, let me erase that. Okay, but David, the shield, Magan da wa da. That's what that meant, okay? And we'll get into that later on. Just thought I'd say it to you since I saw Dom up there. Does everybody understand so far? You know, if you do, just type, you know, con in the class. And what did I say here? We got in red, we have the word, like I said, we have a D here, and then we have an M, and that's Dom. Okay, that D just reminded me when I put that D up there, reminded me that D stands for Dawada. You know, we have an officer named Dawada in class, and you know, that's where we get that. His name is spelled the same way. So David, King David. You know, King David. Something else. Oh, when you say something else, so you mean it's intriguing to you, sis? I mean, you like that? Arlene, when you say something else, you mean you put a question mark like it's intriguing? So we'll get into it further. Just look next week. I'll be in class, I think Wednesday, I believe. We'll get into that a little further. But anyway, that's what this means, okay? Dom. So we use this independent connector to connect the word D and M. Dom. Okay? All right. Now, that being said, we let's see. Let's see what else we got here. We got let's see. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, we're going to get into, now if you guys got any questions, just let me know. I mean, I'm not going to get into too many more words, you know, and get repetitive. But I just put two words, beautiful and blood, up here so you can see how we interchange our understanding of Assyrian versus Paleo, and connectors versus ending characters, okay? All right? So, that being said, now we're going to get into, guys, I have any questions before I erase that completely off the board? Type it in the chat. Give you guys 10 seconds here, okay? And we'll go over, we'll finish, I didn't go over the days of the week, we'll do over that, take about 5-10 minutes to go over that, and then we'll go over to the number system, because we got kind of behind there, all right? Last week, okay? Connor, as Arlene said, something else. There's nothing else, sis? Okay, I guess you understand that. Is that right? I don't understand. Are you saying? Do you understand everything we said about the Magun Dawada, the shield? Because some people think it's the star of Molech. Some people think it's a star, but it's not a star. Some people think that's what it is, but it's not. It's not. You know. Star is like a 5-pointed symbol, like this. That's a star, like a starfish, you know. And they're not sealed. So it's not that. That's not the Star of David, or the star of, I'm sorry, it's not the shield of David. And it's not the shield of Zion, okay? But it's not definitely Molech. That's what people think, okay? See what she got written down here. Con, I understand about the Magun. Okay, good. She understands, okay? Clap it up for her. She understands about the Magun Dawada. That's good. Let's clap it up in class. Good, sis. Glad. Okay, we'll get into that next week. Even further detail. But anyway, okay, so everybody understand this on the board. So let's get into the number system. Let's see if we understand a little bit more about the number system. Kind of jumping through class right here real quick. Let's get into, last week I tried to throw you some curves, but we're going to go straight forward here this time, because we didn't get to really finish. So the first number we're going to go through the Hebrew numbers, okay? All right? All right, first number in Hebrew. Anybody remember? Starts with an A. I'll give you the first one. Akkad. Okay, that's the first number in Hebrew. When you say Akkad, okay? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, let's go. Let's run with it. All right, so the first number is Akkad, okay? Now, Akkad. And of course, you spell Akkad. This way you learn the numbers and you learn how to spell them at the same time. So we'll go with Hebrew. We'll go with the Paleo. So we go like this. Ah. And then we'll go Ka. Okay. And then we'll go Da. There's that Da that we're using Dawada. So it's Akkad. Like that. The reason why we do it that way because is by itself. You hear the word Ka and Da together. That's why you have a dependent connector right here. So Qad, okay? Now, we'll do it in Paleo. Okay, yeah, we'll do it in Paleo. All right, what's the second one? All right? We'll do, what's the second one? Anybody need? If you guys think you know, go ahead and write them ahead of time. Write them ahead of me. You know, if you think you know what they are, go ahead and write them, okay? Shanya. If you think you know the next one, just go ahead and put it in there. It's not a problem. Shanya. Okay? And then for Shanya, it's spelled like this. Sha, like that. That's Paleo, okay? Sha, that's right here. Sha. And of course we have Na, like that. And then of course we have Ya, like that. Shan, and then we have Ya by itself. You guys should have been here. We have some of the, I know some of the students can tell you that I kind of asked you guys to do the connectors. We have Dina McCall in class. Glad to have you here, sis. You keep checking in and see your husband clap it up for Officer Bond. I mean, not a Bond, I'm sorry. Sean, clap. What we got in chat right here? Okay, young man D'Angelo said Arabai. Very good. Let's see, which one is Arabai? Sean, I'm gonna give you that one, but you gotta tell me which one it is. It's number 4. Okay, Arabai. Just had Officer Sean make officer, and and of course we had Officer Amawad. That's number 3. D'Angelo, Mikey. Also, okay. So what's number 3? I'll give you number 4. That's what it is. Arabai. Exactly right. And it's good. You need to remember these. Memorize these, okay? And how you spell Arabai in Hebrew is like that. Right here. Then you have Ra, Ara. Then you have Ba. Then you have I. So it's Ra, Ba. Just like that. You know, just like that. Okay? So what's number 3? Did we get that one? Let me see. Shalash. Okay, good. D'Angelo said shalash. That's right. Shalash. Exactly right. Doing good. Doing good. Shalash. Arlene, pay attention to these because you're going to be doing these in a while. All through class. I mean, even if you don't get a whole lot of them today, you'll be doing these all the time. Shalash. Okay? That's the word. Shalash. All right? Okay? So that word is like, see if we got some room up in here. Yeah, I do, of course. We have another sha, like that. Okay? Okay? Sha, that's this much of the word, sha. Then we have la. All right? Then we have sha again. So because of paleo connectors, it helps me pronounce the number, shalash. So you say sha, lash. Sha independent connector, and then lash. So we say sha, and then we want to join all this together, lash. And that's, if you pay attention to what I'm doing, you'll see that it makes sense. Because I want you guys to jump ahead and tell me what's 5, what's 6, what's 7. Write down there, write it out by the word you claim it. You know, write number 5, write number 6. What do you think it is? And if not, you know, I'll give it to you. I'll go ahead and give you 5, okay? All right, it's Kamash. Kamash. Work on number 6 for me. Kamash. Kamash. All right, like that. That's 5. All right. We'll have a captain named Kamash. We have a captain named Akkad. Captain Akkad Abraham and Captain Kamash out of Indiana, I believe. Okay. So we have Ka. Ka is like that. That's what Ka looks like in the Hebrew. Ka, like that. Ka, right here. Then we have Ma, and then we have to have Mash together. So we want to say Mash. So we want to say Ma and Sha together, so let's put a connector that joins them together, just like that. And then we have Ka. That's what that word looks like in paleo, Kamash. It's as simple as that. What about 6? Y'all come up with 6 for me yet? Come on, Arlene, D'Angelo, Mikey, Dina. What's number 6 in the Hebrew language? The number system, 6. What is that? Talk to me. Tell me about it. It's lucky. What's number 6? Number 6, okay? Number 6, do work on number 7 for me. Sha, 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 sha. Okay? Let's see what we got here. Let's see. There you go, young man D'Angelo. Let me see if we got a spell right here. Hell yeah. Clap it up for that brother. Sha, he got that right. We're going to go further. We're going to count up to 20 today. Okay? Sha. So we say Sha and then Sha. That's just, you know, independent connector. So what we just done right there is all we need there is 2 sounds from the Hebrew, and they look the same. So Sha, Sha. Okay? What about 7? What we're going to do for 7? What does that look like? Talk to me, somebody. Or just do number 8. If you can. As a matter of fact, do 7 for me. I'll do, well, no, I'll do, I want you to do 8. Shabai. That's 7. Tell me what number 8 is. Work on number 8 while I write this out. Because 8 is a pretty long one there. Let's see if you can remember from week to week. If you guys keep good notes, you'll be, you know, like we used to do in class. Man, we used to have these ahead before the teacher could say something. We already had it written out. That's facts. You know, that's facts. Shabai. You know, you can ask, I think it was Officer Shar. You know, shoot, we had these things worked out. We had it worked out on Officer Dawada before we can spit it out of his mouth. We raised our hand, we know what it was, because we practiced it. Oh, we went home, we had homework, man. You know, if you really want to know Hebrew, you have to study it away from class. That's called homework. You know, over your cup of coffee or your yarn or whatever the hell you're drinking, you know, do that, okay? But I appreciate the participation in class. So Shabai, spelled like this. Come up with number 8. Tell me what number 8 is. Shabai, there's another word for Shabai. Shah. Then you have a ba. Then you have a little circle there that represents an I. So it's Shah. Bye. Okay? All right, just like that. Here's a little harder one. Let's see. Let me see what you got in here, D'Angelo. Shasha, okay. Number 8 kind of hard, ain't it? But we're going to do it anyway. Okay, that one is Sha, Ma, Wa, Na. But nice to remember that. Shama, Shama, Nawa. Oh, that's a tongue tangler, ain't it? Shama, Wana. Okay? Then number 9. Anybody know what number 9 is? Number 9 in Hebrew. What is that? Let's go over that system here. It's called the shy. The shy. And then, of course, when I'm writing on the board, you should be copying this down with your pencil and paper. You know, does you no good to try to memorize this in your head. It won't stick like that. You must write it down. And if you already know it, you should be typing it out anyway. So, talk to me. The shy. That's number 9, okay? That spells like the shy is, we have a tha, looks like a little laid down cross. Then we have, that's right here. Then we have a little W looking symbol, which is a sha. Then we have a I right there, just like that, okay? So it looks like the and then sha. So that means you have an independent connector over the and then a sha-I, the shy. That's the number for 9. Now we're gonna show you something here when we go to 11. I want to see if you guys put on your thinking caps, because that's exactly what I'm doing. So number 10 is Ishara. Shara. Okay? Now I'm writing these out so you guys can understand. I didn't do Shama because you know, I got enough room right in there, it's crammed up. But we're going to do I, Sha, and then we have Ra. And all these new students, I, independent connector, Sha, Ra. Those are all independent connectors right there. It's important because we'll go over this one of these classes. You need to understand what this is. Okay? Let you guys write that down for a second. Give you a chance to write it down. I mean, it's your Hebrew. You know, it's your Hebrew I'm trying to show you. Your Hebrew. Write this down so you'll understand it. I'm getting ready to erase it. Give it about 30 seconds, and I'm going to erase this part of it, and I'm going to go to the number 11. Matter of fact, we can do it right over here. 11. All right, tell me. Anybody remember what 11 is? How you write 11 in Hebrew? Somebody, some brave soul. Tell me how you write 11 in Hebrew. How do you write 11? Okay? How do you write 11? In Hebrew. So, if you can write 10, so what's 11? What is 11? 10 plus 1, right? Well, let's do that. Let's write 10 plus 1. So what is 10 plus 1 in the Hebrew? That means it's Asherah and Akkad. So let's put them together. This is as simple as that. So, so let's do it. So let's do Akkad. See if I write this frontwards or backwards. I can't remember. Got class and get this. Yeah, there we go. We'll put the number first here. We'll do this. Akkad. I think we write Hebrew backwards, so we'll write it like this. Akkad. Asherah. Ra. Just like that. Okay? Now, if that's the case, Mikey, D'Angelo, Arlene, Dana, if that's the case, put on your thinking cap. If 10 plus 1 is Akkad Asherah, because Akkad is 1, Asherah is 10. So if 10 plus 1 is Akkad Asherah, then by all means, tell me. What is 12? What is 12? We'll give you guys a chance. Okay, let me erase some of these over here. I should have written those down in your notes. All right, let's get a clean board right here. Okay, if Akkad Asherah in Hebrew is 10 plus 1, then what is 12 in Hebrew? How do you write it? Let's see what we got here. That's right, Holly. She said, clap it up for her. Sister catching on quick. Clap it up for her. She's right. And that's what it is. So I gave you the logic. The logic was this. She got it, boy. Asherah. I knew everybody else knew this. This sister just climbing out of there over there in Portland. And this is Shanya. I might have that backwards. I don't know. I'm just kind of Shanya Asherah. So we write Hebrew backwards. So that's right. Clap it up and clap. Exactly right. Let's put some hand claps up in there. So the sister, she got the logic. So she said, well, surely 10 plus 1 is 1 plus 10 Akkad Asherah. That's as simple as that. And this one is 2 plus 10. So what would be 13? Somebody talk to me. Somebody talk to me today. What's 13? You know, take your time and write it. I'm here. I ain't going nowhere. Charbon, appreciate that, Charbon. Appreciate that. Officer know what we've been through in Hebrew. When we went through Hebrews and our language. He knows that these hand claps mean something because it gives you encourage. Akkad Asherah. Shanya Asherah. So what would 13 be? How do you say it? Everything you need is on the board in front of you. I just want to know, can you guys write it out? Because in writing it out, it would help you remember it. The next time you would definitely remember it. You would definitely, that's right, Shaw. You would definitely remember. If you write it out in Hebrew right here, you would remember what that is. You would know. You know, you wouldn't have no problem. Let's see what we got here. Shalash Asherah. Exactly damn right. Sister on the road here. She ain't got to take no prisoners here. Asherah. Shalash. Catch on fast. There you go. So what will 14 be? And I mean, this is mundane. I'm doing this on purpose, you know, writing every one of them so that when you do it the next time, we can move on to something different. We can start incorporating this stuff in sentences and different vocabularies and different understanding. You got to learn how, if you learn how to count and you learn your Hebrew characters and learn how to spell, you're on your way to understanding Hebrew a little better. You know? She wrote, okay, good. So what's 14? Anybody, I don't care. Any one of my, preferably the new students there, you know, checking in. But like I said, even if you got your Hebrew name, and as a matter of fact, Arlene and all the other sisters, Dina, make sure you have, when you're doing Hebrew class or any class, even if you're at home, make sure you put your headdress on your head all the way, especially on the top. The Most High, so you think, I don't see you? Listen, there are angels that report back to the Most High on you. And he's letting you know. And matter of fact, all this stuff will come out to light. Anything you do. So make sure you put your scarf on your head. Matter of fact, Most High bless you for that, for just obeying orders. You know, if you don't have a husband, the camp leader. If you don't have a husband, then whatever who's teaching that class, he's your leader for that class. Listen, all women are under some man. Never forget that. Okay, so make sure you men, you have your headdress on right there, you know, especially the women. That's what I'm saying. All right, let's see what you got. They say bonnet. Okay, yeah. As long as it covers the top of your head, sis. As long as it's covering your hair. It don't matter if it's a bonnet. Yeah, that's fine. Good, clap up. Now that's it. See that right there? That's sister in compliance. It's a bonnet as long as it's covering your head, sis. If it's a bonnet, that's fine. I mean, if that's what works, that's what works. I mean, you know, I find you get more understanding with the Most High when you follow the directives, you know. I'm showing that so you won't forget when you go to a class and when you attend one of the cookouts and you attend actual class here, you'll already be ready to put your scarf on your head or covering, just as long as it's a covering, you know, as long as it's a covering. You know, that helps you. It helps you. It gives you respect. It gives you understanding. It gives you understand that you respect rank and order. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So 14. Let's go ahead and I'm see if I can give you that one. But what is 14? Arabah. So let's do that. Here it is. What did I say? Oops. Arabah. That's a lot. Okay. Okay. Y'all make sure you okay. All right. Okay. All right. Now, so let's go ahead and put it in, fill it in. That's Asherah. You know, like I said, we'll move these down because I want to get to 20. So see if you guys understand that one. Okay, 15. In Spanish, that would be, I think, once, but in this case, we're going to say Qadash. It's just that simple so far. It's just simple. And it's really simple all the way through if you pay attention to Hebrew. You know, we're not trying to surprise you or anything. We're just letting you know this is how it's done, okay? 16, we're going to have Asherah. Asherah. Then we're going to have Shashah. Because all we're doing, there again, is adding the number plus 10. That's what Hebrew's doing. In the dual decimal system, you'll find out that's what we do here in English, because people copy off us. Listen, we're the salt of the earth, man. We're the salt of the earth. So let's don't lose our savors. It's good. You just throw it out if it's no good. So we're the salt of the earth. That's why everybody tries to copy off of. That's why the America's language and that counting system copied off what we're doing on the board right here. Yeah, you know, that's what they're doing. So let's go to 18. It's kind of like a little long word here, but I'll write it out anyway. Sha, ma, wa, na, Asherah. Okay. And 19. Y'all think about what you want 20, what you think 20 should be. What you think 20 should be, and I'm going to tell you what it is here. If you already know it, write it down. And then, what I got there? The shy? Yeah. The shy, okay? All right. What do you think 20 is? Anybody? I'm going to have to erase some. I don't feel like going up to the, yeah, we'll write down to the bottom here. What is 20? Talk to me. Y'all think y'all know what 20 is? Now, let me show you, let me tell you, let me give you a hint. 20. Let's erase this Hebrew numbers up here. Let me write something down up to the top to give you a hint. D'Angelo, Mikey, Dina, Arlene, and other people. What we got up there? Somebody write it down. Asherah. I like that. You close, sis. So damn close. We're going to say 20. What it is this. You're going to have 10 plus 10. Now, what does that mean in Hebrew? 10 plus 10. That's like writing it twice. If you write something twice, it's not redundant, it's plural. So 10 plus 10 is plural. That's the idea, okay? So how do you write something in its plurality or plural in any, y'all think, put your thinking caps on. So if I said, if 10, what is 10? Asherah? Right here, look at that. So how would you write that plural? In other words, how would you write Asherah plural? That would be your answer. Asherah. I spell it right. There we go. Asherah. Tell me, how would you write Asherah plural? That would be your answer. That will be your answer. You're close, sis. When you wrote Asherah, you're close. You got the idea because it's 10 plus 10. In Hebrew, stick with all what we already know. We figured out how to write things plural before in other classes. So how do we do that? So you said Asherah. I got you. I understand why you did that. It's a good guess. Matter of fact, Hell, I gotta clap it up for you guessing like that. But D'Angelo, Mikey, Dina, tell me would I write Asherah in a plural set? Because that's what this is. 10 plus 10. What if I said 10, 10, 10, 10, 10? How would y'all just write that in plural? 10 plus 10. That's all I want to say. Plural. So how would I do that? What do I do to make something plural? What would I do? Give you guys a few more seconds here. Think about it. The sister got the right idea when she said Asherah. She got the right idea, boy. Surprised me. That's right, sis. Surprised me. Okay? She's got it. She's on it. She said Asherah. Let's see, so what do we really want to do there? Arlene? What is it? What did I say your name? Let's see your name. Arlene, yes, Arlene, for Portland. Or Mikey, or D'Angelo. How do you make something plural? Give you 15 more seconds. That will be your answer. Okay, how would you do it? Starts with the Y. Give you some of it. Now what? Remember we've been doing that all along? The word 20. How would you do it? Okay, so here it is. Asherah. When you say 10 plus 10, that's like saying 10 twice or plural. So that equals 20. And that's exactly how you write 20 in Hebrew. Okay? All right? That's why I say, sis, you were real close when you said Asherah. So clap it up. That's exactly right. Asherah. Okay? So, we'll go, and you want to go a step further? So, what's 21? How would you write 21? You guys write this down in your notes. Make sure you have this down written in your notes. Since you're on there, here's a good one right here. Now, forget 21. Forget 21. How would you write 30? Now, that ought right there, if you can get 30, if you can get 20, Asherah, okay, so what's 30? If you know Asherah is 20, what's 30? The secret is to come right. The understanding is to come from Shalash right there. Right there. Shalash. Come from Shalash. And so what would I do with it? If Asherah is 2 10s to give you 20, what would 30 be? Give you guys a few seconds to think about that. Put on your thinking caps. Come on, y'all, get it. Okay. Kamash. What? We've already established that Asherah is 20 because you pluralized 20. So if you want to say 30, it's already plural. You can't go backwards now. All you can do is go forward. So since we've established to pluralize something, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, in this case, 30 shall come out. I'm sorry, Jesus. I didn't mean Kamash. Salakia. Y'all didn't see that. Shalash. Salakia. Shalash. Okay, there we go. So, what would I put there to make it plural? Anybody in the chat? Any of the students in the chat, what would we put there? Because we've already established that 10 plus 10, we said 10 plus 10, 10 plus 10 is equal to 20. So what's 10 plus 10 plus 10? Isn't that more plural? That's what it is. That's really all it is. So what's 10 plus 10 plus 10? That's more plurals. Well, 30s is a 3, so let's pluralize that with 10. So shalash, 30, to pluralize it the same way we pluralize Ashariyam. So what's the answer? Give you 10 seconds. Answer it yourself. Let's see. Shalashim. Yeah, very good, Arlene. Clap it up for us. Clap it up for that sister. Exactly right. Put some hand claps in there, guys. Clap it up for her. Shalash yum. See, if I keep going and give you the answer, give you more and more, then you will come up with your own answer, and that own answer would be right. You will come up with the answer by more, not your own answer. You will come up with the answer by coming up with pieces of this puzzle that I'm giving you. Pieces of the answer. And that's what it is. Shalasyam. So what do you guess is 40? It's the same thing. We'll do that. We'll say 40. Let's go down here. So what's 40? Same thing. Okay, you come over here. Aribayam. Yum. I think I'll stay on numbers here for a second. We'll count up to 100. I'm not going to get into the days of the week because I think we'll stay on this number system here since we're there. We'll do this another time. We went over one line and maybe I'll just put some room right here for another time. There we go. All right. Okay, 30. So 40 is Arabayam, and so 50 would be right over here. Let me see what y'all got written in the chat here. Claps, okay. Young man D'Angelo, that's exactly right, young man D'Angelo. It seems like you can't, and put, D'Angelo, if you understand what I'm saying here, put con in there. So just let me know if you understand. I know you understand, just let me know. If you don't, put la'ah. But I think you understand. I know Arlene's got it. Mikey, let me know. Dina, let me know. Ka, mash, yum. Okay? Like that. Okay? And then you said, I think you put con. Yeah, good. There you go. And I'm writing them down, so this is exercise and fertility. You understand? So we're going over it. 60. Okay, so what is 60? Shasha. Shasha. And why is that? Because, to reiterate again, it's because I'm saying 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 10. In other words, instead of writing out Ashariyah, 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 all we do is just say, hell, just put a yam on the end and pluralize all them damn sixes. So, but you got to put the base word. In other words, 60, if you look at 60 in the English, is 6 and T, 50. We're saying sha, yum. That's the easy way to understand it. Because they get it from us. But I'm letting you know this is how the Most High has a plan for us. Shalas yum. 10, 10, 10. We'll just pluralize it. Yum. Yeah, one word. And 60. So let's do 70. All right. I don't know, did I do 40? Yeah. Yeah, 40 down there. All right, let's do 70. Write them down in your book, guys. I don't care how simple this looks. Write it down anyway. Write it down. Shabbai yum. So when I ask and call on students and you dunk it, and when it's time for you to raise your hand in class, so you come to class and you say, well, it's time to understand it. When I write it in a sentence, what does that mean? And then if you don't write it down, shame on you. You know, shame on you. 80. Okay, Shama wa na yum. Shama wa na yayam. Shama wa na yum. Shama wa na yum. Okay, 90. All right, we're getting down here to some nitty gritty here. The shy yum. I'm writing them for you because I want you guys to think. And you have thought. Everybody in class have done that, and I appreciate it. Here's one. See what you can do for this. What is 100 in Hebrew? Now that we got off the yums, and we start with encounter, we done strung it out, Can't go no further. Now we're getting ready to get to a whole new family. That's called the hundreds. In Hebrew, what in the world is 100? Talk to me. I'm going to give you the answer, but see if you can guess. I'll give you a few time. Think about it. Look through your notes. Khan, okay, yeah. She said yes. That's right. She understands. So we done counted so far up to 100. We done went all the way down. I mean, I didn't go through 21, 22, but if you want to count 21, let's say if you want to count 21, you say Akkad Asheriyam. You want to say 22, you say Shanya Asheriyam, because the 20 is already plural. Is that understood? Type it in the chat if you understand that. If I say 23, Shalash Asheriyam. Okay? If you're talking 23. So you say Shalash Asheriyam, because we're already up to 20. Okay? Y'all understand that? Type con in there if you understand. If you don't, let me know. At the same time, come up and tell me what. Y'all understand that? Angelo and Con, good. Good. The sister understands. Angelo understands. Dina, all y'all understand that. Mikey, let me know. If you don't know something, let's let me know. Okay? Because, see, once you get this right here, and the same people appear in class, I'll surprise you with any one of them at any given time and move on to something else. We won't have to do this. I take the time to write all this up here so that you guys can understand the number system. You can understand the connectors. You can understand the ending characters. You can understand what paleo is, what Assyrian is, and all of the Hebrew characters. All that stuff helps you to understand. Because you'll see these words in the Bible. You may have any one of these words in the Bible. Okay? You might have any one of these words in the Bible. You might have any of this. You may have in the Tanakh when you're reading it. Okay, especially the brothers. You have this. Salak to the men over me. But if you have this, you have these words in the Bible. You'll see these. These words are actually in the Bible. I know it's in the Tanakh because I've read them. Okay. We're doing rank. You'll see this in there. Okay? I mean, it's understanding basic stuff like how to pluralize something. And for women, it'll be yan sometime. But in this case, these are masculine names. So you say yam. Okay? All right? Right. So how do you say 100 in Hebrew? Give you guys 10, 15 more seconds. I know it's a little harder. As a matter of fact, let me, I'll write down the first letter because it is a little rough if you have not done it before. Okay? All right. How you guys say that? Well, here, like this. Ma. That's Hebrew for your 100, okay? Make sure. Yeah. All right? For your understanding of your Hebrew. It's good to write those down. So when you want to write, let's see what else we got over here. Oh boy. Yeah, okay. There it is. All right. There it is. So if you want to say 101, you say you got. All right. Let's say if we say 200. Well, we'll do 200 before we do 101. Let's do 200. What do you think? Okay. How would you say 200? Anybody in the chat? Everything you need up there is on the board. How would you say 200 in Hebrew? In the Paleo Hebrew, how would you say that? How would you say 200? Based off of the understanding that we've done up here, Asheriyam, 10-10. Shalashyam, 10-10-10-10. Kamashyam, Shashayam. Shashayam, Shabayam, Shamaram, Vashayam. Then we get all the way up to Ma'ah. Okay? Because if you want to write Ma'ah 101, you just simply say Ma'ah Akkad or Akkad Ma'ah. Like it, Akkad Ma'ah. You say Akkad, I don't know if I can. Yeah, we'll write it over here. If you want to say 101, just to give you just for an answer there, you say Ma'ah, and you put a cod over here. Okay? And everybody knows that all you got there is you got a 1 plus 100. That's how you write Hebrew. Okay? What about 200? Write in the chat. How would I do that? Think about it for a second. Don't think too hard. But how would I write 200 in the Hebrew? Okay? How would I write that? In other words, I'd write this 200 right here. Give you a little time. It's based off the same system that we've been doing. How do you write 200? Okay? How do you write it? How would you write 200? Same understanding. And I mean, don't it's not, if you make a mistake, it's not a big enough mistake that I mean, no one's in here criticizing you for it. I make mistakes all the time. All right? Ma'ah. If 100 is ma'ah, how would I write 200s? In other words, how would I do that? How would I write 100 plus 100? Because that's really what you're saying. Oh, let's see here. Let's see what we got here. Ah. Now let me ask you something, sis. Why'd you put Asherayam there? You put 10. You don't need 10 in there. You just need 200. Now, I'll give you a chance to go back and write that. You own it. You right on top of it. You mean you close. Come on, D'Angelo. Come on, Mikey. You close, sis. But the only thing you did, I'll tell you what you did. You put Asherah there. You put Asherah. Asherah is 10. Where all we got is Ma'ah, 100 plus 100. So what was the rule? There, let's see what we got. Let's see. Think in multiples of 10. No, exactly. Because, yeah. Now, and thank you, sis. Thank you for trying. You got it right. Exactly. You're right. But you're thinking multiples of 10, but we need multiples. I understand that. I got it. I understand that. But you don't have to, because we already got 100 up here. We done broke down the 10s way back here. Asherayam all the way up to 90. The Shayam. We out of the 10s, remember? We out of the multiples of 10. Now we into the multiples of 100. So what is 100 plus 100? How would you say that? It's 200, but what is the key for making, the same key for making multiples of 10, 10, 20, 30 is shalash yum. Okay? Shashai yum, 10, 20, 30. But we're out of the 10s. Now we're in the hundreds. So how would you say 100 plus 100? I've given you the base word for 100, ma'ah. But you own it. You right on. You so close. You right on it, sis. and yeah. D'Angelo, you right on top of it too, bro. So how would you say, okay, good. No, there's nothing wrong. Good. Clap it up for both y'all. Y'all so close. You right on it. Ma'ah, and thinking multiples of 10 are all good measures. But if you got ma'ah, okay, if I was going to say 300, what would I say? Ma'ah. If I'm going to say 400, ma'ah. How would I make 200 said as 200? Instead of repeating it over and over again. I mean, you right on it, D'Angelo. You right on it, sis, Arlene. Y'all right on top of it. But instead of saying, if I got 100, okay, let's go back. How did I said 10 plus 10. Asherayam, okay? So what would I do over here? Remember, this is a lesson. Once you get this lesson here, you'll never forget it. What do? There you go. Ma'ayam. Clap it up. Y'all both right. Put them hand claps in there. Y'all both right. Exactly right. That's it. The key is you want to pluralize it. So just say ma'ayim. I mean, why would I have to just sit there and just keep saying ma'ah? So what I'm going to do to 300? You know? Ma'ayim. Now, because 200 is 100 plus 100, it's the same idea. It says Asherayam 10 plus 10. Then for 300, we went where? Now here's one that'll throw. Here's one. I hope it don't throw you off. 300. What is that? If 200 is ma'ayam, I go through this every class when I do this. But I like the students that you're breaking it down. That's good. Ma'ayam is exactly right. Y'all both right. We said ma'ayam, y'all both. You're both correct. Ma'ah, and thinking pluralities and tens and counting tens and acting honey, y'all just walking all over the answer. Exactly. Ma'ayam. So instead of saying it too many times, Hebrew just says, just what is the plural for 100? I mean, what's the plural for wanting to make something plural? You say 100 plus 100. Now, with that logic, I said Asherayam. What did I go with 30? So what's 300? How did I say 300? A little tricky, ain't it? If you know ma'ayam is 200, and that's what Asherayah yum is 10 plus 10. Ma'ayam is 100 plus 100. Because you have the base system of counting 100 over here, the base system of counting 10 is there. So what's 300? Tell me. What's 300? We give you guys, put your thinking caps on. What's 300? What's 300? I see y'all thinking. 300. You already got everything you need in front of you. Got ma'ayam. So what's 300? Just use everything you see. Go back to 20 and see what we did there. Go back to 30 and see what we did there. Because what happened was in Asherah Yum, it established the multiples that you can you can use in plural 10 plus 10. So it's already established over here at 30. You know, same as 40. Same as 50. Get to 100, we plural again, ma'ayam. So what in the world is 300? Think it on. Put those thinking caps on, guys. Okay. All right. Ma'ayam. Shashayam. Same idea. Asherayam, 10 plus 10. Shalashyam, 10 plus 10 plus 10. So what do you think? We got a whole nother, we up to 100. So what do you think? Ma'ayam is 1 plus 100. We'll give you 30 more seconds for 300. What do you think it is? Okay? 30 more seconds there. 30 more seconds. Okay? 30 more seconds. Okay, the sis says shalasma. All right. Let's clap it up for her. Because shalash is shalash. Let me see. What'd you have? Shalash what? Okay, you want to put. You You got it partially right, but you need something else on the end of that 300. Okay? All right? Okay? You want to put something else up there. You want to put, you got shalosh, that's right. Okay? All right? Now, so 300, you got it right, sis. You got it right. Except, shalosh is 3, and you said ma'ah. Now there's something you're missing from that, okay? Ma'ah. What are we missing? We've already pluralized it, so let's put that, make sure we got it in there. So just write it over again. That's all. That's not a problem. I think if you write it over, you have it perfect. You got shalosh ma'ah. So what was 200? The same as 20. In 20, you established Ishariyam. So in 30, you said Shalashim. So what are we missing here? Shalash ma'ah what? Okay, let's see what you got, sis. There you go. Clap it up for the sis. That's exactly right. Exactly right. Yeah, that's all you had to do. Yum. So let's go ahead and put it in there. Let me write another color. You guys, I hope you write this down in your notes. My yum. Now, why do we do that? Let's explain this because, 400 will just be repetitive, okay? Not a problem, all right? Yum. There we go. Okay. What we did was this. Ma'ah is the base of 100. You want to make that plural, you want to say, well, 100 plus 100. Y'all got it right in the chat, okay? Pull it out of you, but you got it. Ma'ah yama, right here. That's 100 plus 100. Instead of saying 100 over and over and over again, you just say ma'ah, and then you say yam. That will pluralize this 100 plus 100. That's what it means. They will have to know what it means because they know what 100 means. 100. The same idea we did for 20. Ashariyama. 10 plus another 10, plural. But when you get shalash, you want to say that same 20, but add another 10, and that would be shalash. That would be 3 or 30. And so on and so forth. You want to say abarem. And here, we say ma'ah. 200, you want to say 100 plus 100. That's ma'ayim, plural. That's what this is. That's what this represents, a plural. In Hebrew, that's what we're going over. That's important for all of these. These yams are plural. That helps you, especially in counting. You'll never forget it. Then when you get over here, you've already established that 200 is ma'ayam. So that is 100 plus 100. Okay, that's ma'ayam. And say, well, we talked about 3, so we got to add another one. And that would be shalash. Now you got 300s. You don't lose the integrity, and that's what you were trying to think about. How do I write the integrity of this plural here? Well, let's write it out. Ma'ayam. You've already established it. Then put shalash. And if you want to write 400, then you say arabai ma'ayam. You want to say 5, you want to say kamash mariam. Ma'ayam. Slav. You don't say kamash yam because kamash yam would be 50. But over here, since you're saying ma'ayam, now we're into the hundreds plural. Y'all understand that? Type it in the chat and say Khan. Yes. So I'll know that you understand it. Okay? All right. So understand. That's, and of course, of course, when you're writing numbers, Yeah, matter of fact, y'all write that down on the board right there. When you're writing numbers, you got to understand. Lord. Okay. Boy. When you're writing numbers, you got to understand that the same system. Okay. The same system that all these other nations use, they got it and copied it off the Hebrews. Okay, all the way up. The type, it's the way that they used it. We're the first. We established that we are the first. The Most High gave us the Paleo-Hebrew. That's why it's written like this. Because all the others, if you look at the duodecimal system in any one of these, any counting system, that's why math is universal, because they copied the math off of Hebrews. You know, Hebrew is first, man. That's the first language. Okay? But everything you see up here so far, you know, that's Hebrew. So y'all write this down on the board. And of course, if you wrote 400, it would be the same thing. I mean, it would be like, as a matter of fact, write that down. Write that while that'll give you something to think about. Write what 400 is down. Both of y'all, everybody in the chat, write 400 down, okay? Write 400. Write what you think that'll be. Okay? Write 400 down in Hebrew. Right? Tell me what that'll be. Write 400. Okay? Then I'll tell you what 1,000 is in a second, then we'll end class, okay? Well, I'll get to it real quick. 400 will be the same thing. You know you're going to have Mayam, okay? That's the first thing. You already know that. And if you got it, go ahead and write it. You know, I'm just kind of, for time's sake here. Ma'ai, then you want to write Yum. Why do we do that? Because that is already established that is how you write the plurality of 100. Of the hundreds. I want to write anything that involves a plural of 100. 3 times I say Shalash Ma'yam. Twice it's Ma'ayam. The first time we ever did is Ma'ayam. 1 time. You know, we're done with Asherah. That's why I said I appreciate that, sis, what you did. You said you were counting to the tens. Of course, that ain't what you want to do. Ma'ayam. But you were so close. You got the idea. That's the point. Mikey, you got the idea. I'm sorry, D'Angelo, you got the idea. So Ma'ayam, okay? All right? So, if you want to put that on there, you put 4, Arabah. So that 4 right there is this 4 right here. Rabbi. And so on and so forth. We don't have to write all of them, you know, 6, 7, 8. You just use these numbers here, put it in front of Ma'ayam, and you'll have it. So I'm going to go ahead and give you 1,000. 1,000 right here. I'll give you 1,000, and that'll be the last one we'll do. 1,000, I'll write it. Let's see if I can write it. Where can I write this at? I'll write it down here. See if you guys can read this. 1,000. Here's the word for 1,000. And we're not going to go further than that tonight. But it's Allah. Allah. And let me get the spelling right, huh? I normally spell things wrong when I don't concentrate like that. Yeah, Allah. Okay, there you go. Allah. Allah. Okay. And of course, if you want to write 2,000, you write Allah Yum. It's just that simple, just that easy. You always use this Yum because Yum is the plural. Does everybody understand in class what we've gotten written down here? If it is, you know, clap it up in class and write Khan. Say, yes, I understand, you know. Allah Yum. Allah is 1,000. That's your last one. So y'all copy that down. Make sure you understand. Now, if you don't understand something, make sure you say, hey, hold on a minute, I don't understand that. And we'll go over that. Because next week we're going to go over something else. All right? Okay? But I appreciate the activity that you guys were doing. You guys did a wonderful job in class, a wild job. Come on, young man. Yeah, everybody says, yeah, I understand. And good. That's why I say clap it up in class. Let me know. That lets me know what you're learning and what you're not learning. Okay, I know now you understand this. Next week, I don't have to go over this. And the week after next, probably not. But I'll sneak one of these in there. When I say sneak, I'm just saying I'll surprise you. I'll surprise you with one of these words. Say, what is that? Then I'll move on to something else. Next week, we're going to go to something a little bit more difficult, okay? But I took the time. Now everybody has the numbers. They have their basic system. They have the understanding. And I hope that you're studying your Hebrew chart. That's right. Clap up in class. Exactly right. Clap up in class. I hope you understand the Hebrew chart in Lashawan, Qadash, in Paleo. And Abagada Hawazaka, Tayakala Manasa Abataza Kwarashata. And then it's the same sounds, but you have different symbols in the Assyrian with 5 ending characters in the Assyrian. And the Paleo, you have 22 sounds, 2 vowels, the ah and the I. We never did write that on the board, but it's the ah and the I. Okay, and the Hebrew is the original, and that's where we are. So make sure you understand that, and we'll end class with that, so you guys can understand. Okay. So you guys can understand that a little bit further. All right. So understand that the Paleo Hebrew system is the original system that the Most High has given us, okay? The Paleo number system, okay? And the Syrian just came along when we were in captivity, and they simply just added their understanding of their letters, their characters, Salakia. That's what it is. So we'll have the security announcements here. Understand. But if you guys have any more questions here, just type it up. We got to give you a few more seconds here to see if you guys have any questions, and then we'll move on to the security announcement here, because I'm pretty sure everybody understands what we did in class. And from time to time, if you guys don't understand something, always ask me while I'm in class. And for those who didn't check in, check in class. Don't presume that you already know this, because we have students here that are learning. We have students here at different levels, so I have to go through class at different levels. Okay, that's what I'm getting at. So, but check in the class. Don't assume. Let's see what we got written in the chat here. Are we going to be using the Syrian text? Of course, yes, absolutely. We're going to be using the Syrian text. I went over the class today. Absolutely. That is a big con. We will be using the Syrian text. I normally use both of them, but when I'm explaining something like this, I try to use one text. That's the Hebrew. Type con, if you understand this. Next week, as a matter of fact, I'll be using both. I'm making that a promise to go over the Syrian and the Hebrew. Yes, absolutely. You'll be using both texts, the Syrian and the Hebrew. I know both of them well, just like one of it. Not prejudice over the one when it comes to teaching them. But as far as the Syrian language is the Paleo, I'm just saying it's the original language. And I use it in class here for Paleo just for clarity's sake, because, you don't want to get involved with, yes, okay, you understand that. You don't want to get involved with teaching too much at one time. You want to make it plain. So I try to use the Paleo when I want to make it plain. And then the Assyrian, we'll talk about that next week, and we'll get in detail And we'll show a comparison. That's a good class for next week. We'll show you a good comparison of how they're used. So tune in, check in the class, make sure you understand, and we'll go over something different using the Paleo and the Assyrian. Okay? All right. The ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. The rule for the new brother and sister: when a brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother and sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8 and 10, means 10th in the Hebrew, ma'asharah, of the 10th, okay? The preposition, and of course we use the word asharah, ma'asharah. In Hebrew, it's 10% of every penny of the increase that the Lord gives you, the Most High gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or a teacher. Give to the Treasury Department or a teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for the priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like, upcoming holy convocations. We have the next holy convocation, the Feast of the Lord, will be the Feast of Tabernacles. The Feast of Atonement, Salakias. The Feast of Atonement, the 10th day of the 7th month, Wednesday the 15th September 2021. Leviticus 23, 27, and 32. All right? And we're going to remind Akim and Akwath to check the bulletin board in the hallway. And I have a new bulletin board right there as ordered by our camp leader, Officer Natazah, 5,000. He told me to get a new bulletin board, and we have one right there. It's back there. It's actually a new one. So anyway, if anyone remind Akim and Akwath to check the bulletin board in the hallway. So check it out. Check it out. It's out there. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And we're going to give a salute to all the brothers. Okay? Amadam Shabbat, Amadam. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakathama. We're going to give a courtesy salute to all our sisters, so we turn to our sisters. Okay? Amadam Shabbat, Amadam. Yahweh Shema Alatha B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. For that we say, Shalom.